All right. It seems that everyone is in here, so we're gonna start. Okay. So Jack, any question? Right. If you have any question about the anything before we class. All right. So if you have any question about anything, okay, any question before we start, please let me know. Okay. All right. So we're gonna have a presentations today, so it will be a fun day. Okay. All right. Good. Okay. Then I wanna make sure our schedule at this point. Okay. So next meeting. Okay. So today meeting is a presentations. Okay. So our presentation is very simple. With a little bit vagueness. Okay. Find the real case and what strategy a corporation use, and any organization actually. It can be corporation or it can be just any organization. What strategy they use and how the performance works. Okay. So we are going to talk about some real organizations today. Okay. And next meeting. Okay. So it will be on next Wednesday and Friday. Okay. So you're gonna do the capstone simulations, right? Capstone simulations. Practice round 1. So this is the first round you will experience these simulations. Okay. So at this point, you have to be ready to start these simulations. Okay. Because I talked about that many times previously. Okay. So any team or anyone, okay, I check out some website, then it seems okay. So any team, anyone, I feel I'm not ready to start the capstone simulation, the simulations. Please let me know. I am not ready to start the simulations. I don't know what this is. Please let me know. Okay, so I assume that everyone is ready to start this one, all right? So we're gonna have some meetings. Okay, this is your game, all right? Your game. Okay? So you are gonna do this game. Okay, I'm not gonna be your instructor. I'm not gonna be your the professor. Okay, so I will be with you. Okay, I will always open this video conference. Okay, then you can see me anytime. Okay, during the class hours. Okay, so in your game you are the boss, but I'm gonna be your like a external or independent consultant. So my job will be very limited. Your game, please focus on your game. Okay, but I will be with you. Okay, I will be with you. Okay. And the next week, we're going to start chapter 4. Okay, so any question about the schedule? So if you don't have any question, we can start our presentations. Okay, so are you ready for the presentations? Please let me know. Are you ready? Okay, great. All right, great. All right. For the presentations, you need to know some technical things here. Okay. Your team will share your PowerPoint slides, right? PowerPoint slides. Okay. So one of your team will be a presenter. Okay. I will denote you as a presenter. Okay. So if you are presenter, you can control the PowerPoint slides. Okay. So if you are the presenter, you will see the button. Probably the positive on the sign, the plus sign, and it says actions button. It says actions. Then you can upload your PowerPoint presentations. Then you have the same environment, same setting as I do right now. So you can show your PowerPoint slides. Okay. And also you can use the share your screen button too. Share your screen button too. It is on the right side, very right. Okay. On my screen. So I'm not sure your screen is exactly the same as mine. So I just let you know, okay, before we start. And also, okay, the presentations will be evaluated by you. You are the audience, and you will evaluate, okay, your team and other teams' presentations. Okay? So I'm just one of your audience. Okay? I'm just one of your audience. Okay? So to evaluate the team's presentations, you can go Canvas. And under the quiz, you can find the surveys, BUS499A, presentation 1. All right. So probably you find it right now. So it's a question 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 questions, but these are not actually questions. Okay. So please see question 1, evaluate team 1 here. Okay. Evaluate team 1 here. So if you just evaluate team 1's presentation here. So 1 is the lowest and 5 is the highest. Okay. 1 is the lowest and 5 is the highest. Okay. So many students give 5, 4, something like that. Okay. So I just want to let you know. And you can evaluate to team 2 in the question 2. All right. And evaluate team 3 in question 3, and so on. So you will have 5 teams to evaluate today. Okay. Probably we don't have enough time to evaluate all the teams because we only have 50 minutes today. Probably we will continue Wednesday too. Also a couple of teams presentations. Okay. Okay. Now you're ready. So any question? Please let me know if you have any question before we going forward.
Hey, I don't see any of the buttons you're talking about for like the share screen or anything. Could you say it again? How to get there?
All right. Okay. All right, Maddie. So, all right then. What? I'm just waiting for what Erica is saying because Erica is familiar with that setting. Oh, actually, so I just want to make sure, Sam, do you have the button on the right side? It says share your screen.
I don't have that button. I was talking about the share screen, not the survey.
Okay, so you have a share screen button, right?
Dr. Kang,
Yes.
last semester when we did presentations, you'd ask like who's going to be the presenter, and that person, you'd give them like permission to present the material. So like we don't all get that permission until like you give that person the permission to do it.
All right. Okay. So your screen is different from mine right now. Okay. So did you hear Sam and Maddie? I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry about your confusion. But if I denote you as a presenter, you will see the button. Then we can try. Okay. It won't be very difficult. Okay. All right. Okay. Right. Thank you, Erica. Thank you, Erica. So the button is okay. So it will be appeared for presenter. And so no question about the canvas. So you can evaluate your team and other teams' presentations, 1 through 5. Okay. So are we ready? Please make sure. Are we ready? Okay, great. Great. All right. So let's start. So which team? Wanna go first? Team 1 can go first. Okay. All right. Team 1. So multiple users are typing. All right. Team 4 can go second. Yeah. All right. Great. All right. So team 1, and Brilliant will be the presenter, right? Okay. Okay. Actually, this is a team-based work, so everyone can present it. But presenter is just the controlling the PowerPoint slides. So this is not individual job. Okay. All right. So Brilliant, you are presenter. Okay. Make presenter. Yes. Now you are presenter. Okay. So team 1. As soon as you are ready, you can start. Okay, you can start. So Brilliant, please upload or whatever. Okay. Share your PowerPoint slides and you can start. Your team can start as soon as you're ready. Okay. Okay, it takes time. All right, great.
Okay, we did our presentation on Tower Records. So what went wrong? The rise and fall. The rise. In the 80s and 90s, there was a CD boom that led to Tower Records' success. People even made it part of their routine to stop and grab a CD after work. Each store was geared toward the demographic of its location. So, for example, Nashville had a huge section dedicated to country. Tower Records eventually became a multinational empire with stores all over the world. And then the fall happened in 2006. They declared bankruptcy, which led to their many failed strategies. Tower Records' failed strategy. Things went downhill in 1998. However, the consequences didn't surface until 2006, so their failure was 8+ years in the making. Ed Chrisman, who is a music reporter, said, Tower wasn't alone in the hunger to expand that eventually proved to be its undoing. There were many other competitors in the market that were wanting to be the next big music hub, so Tower took on $110 million in debt to try and keep up. Unfortunately, larger retailers like Walmart and Target entered the market and were able to sell CDs at a discounted price. Tower could not afford to do this, and their strategy of throwing money at the problem really didn't pay off. On top of their inability to compete in the CD market, people were now able to download music straight from the internet, putting all CD retailers at risk for failure.
All right, this is team 1, right? Team 1's presentation for everyone.
Okay, the internal factors. The main internal problems Tower Records faced were due to poor leadership from their founder, Russ Solomon. He didn't have a head for numbers, and as Breland said, he didn't see anything wrong with taking on $110 million in debt in order to expand the store. He also refused to acknowledge that there were new technological advancements that could take the place of physical records and CDs. This is in part due to his emotional attachment to the store and to the things that he was selling. He saw a record collection as something that individuals would be proud of and would continue to collect through the years. And so he thought that they were basically invincible. And he said regarding technology like iTunes and other online services where you could download music, that may come along someday, but it will come along over a long period of time. So he really underestimated how quickly that would gain popularity and the fact that they wouldn't have time to update their store and change it to match the times.
So for their external factors, one of them that Brilliant said was that they received competition from big box outlets like Walmart, Target, and Best Buy. They wanted music fans' money, music fans' dollars as well, and they did this by discounting CD prices drastically. But the reason that Tower was not able to do this was because the big box outlets kind of used this strategy in order to get music fans to also come into the store in hopes that they would buy other things like TVs, food, etc. And since that in the big box outlets, just music wasn't kind of their entire business model and everything that they had to offer in terms of a basket. This was all Tower had was music. So they essentially couldn't use the same strategy that the big box outlets did. Other things like online file sharing sites became prominent, like Napster and iTunes, where people could send different songs back and forth. And obviously people could download music off of iTunes. This made brick and mortar CD stores irrelevant, and then acquisitions and publicity. So there kind of became a stigma that large mega chains like Tower Records, HMV, and Virgin were often accused of putting independent mom and pop shop music retailers out of business. And this kind of created a negative opinion throughout these type of stores as well.
Mm-hmm. All right.
So some solutions for Tower Records. So instead of spending millions on brick and mortar stores all across the world, so that same money could be invested in an online store or like moving forward in technology to beat like iTunes out and start that new wave of technology, I guess you could say. Then another solution I thought of was to compete with, to work with, the Walmarts and the Targets. Since you can't beat them, I think you should work with them. So, so having a brand awareness and kind of working with them and having the music part of their store be a Tower Records like mini shop, I guess you could say, and sponsored by them.
Okay.
All right, and then just kind of to summarize everything. So I'm just gonna kind of go over finish off what they said. So basically, they invested too much in their expansion. This is the $110 million in debt. So what they did, it was a bond offering to drive their global expansion, and it was most likely not the best idea, knowing that this industry was kind of a dying industry with all the new, which comes to my next point with leadership refusing to acknowledge changes in the industry. So when you're trying to expand and you spend that much on expansion into the global industry, when there's technological advancements and the easier access to music, then it's just the business was dying and they were trying to expand, and it just didn't go well together. And so, it was inevitable that the fall of Tower Records was going to come, because you can't expand that much when the industry isn't towards what you're trying to sell, and people were going away from the indoor experience of going in and listening to all the music and then picking out their records, where now they can just they could download as many songs as they wanted, and then if they didn't want it, they'd throw it back out. So that's about it.
All right. Very good. Very good. So, any question or comment about the presentation, Team 1? Anyone? Our record. How do you think about that? Right, this presentation will be very casual conversation about the real case. Okay? So you and your audience and presenters. Okay? So very casual conversations. So anyone? And any question or comment about the presentations and tower record? It's a very famous case, and it's very interesting case. So in my perspective, it was very interesting to see. Actually, this team one has internal, external things. Internal, external. They distinguish internal, external factors actually. Okay, and they see what makes tower records decline. Okay, actually, the industrial effect is very, very strong in this case. The industrial effect. Okay. From specific effects, okay, there can be from specific effects, but industrial effect is a general trend in the record, this industry. But the opposite side, okay, so tower record just declined, but in the opposite side, you can find the Sony's case. Sony, okay, it's a Sony. Sony was, everyone knows that it was, electric appliances. Okay. Sony was that company, but actually they changed it to some other directions because they found some opportunities to be some other players in other industries. Okay, so they just got out, got out from the records, okay, that industry, okay, and then they had a turnaround strategy. It was good, okay. Dying industry, okay, it's a good point. Okay, so some industries are emerging and some industries are dying. Okay, but even in the dying industry, think about that. Okay, in a good industry, the big industry, okay, emerging industry, but there are many players. Right, there are many players. But usually in the dying industry, there are very small number of players. So if you monopolize that industry, okay, even dying industry has a very smaller market. But if you have old market in that industry, okay, then it can be a cash cow. In some cases, not every cases. Okay. All right. So you need to think about the dying industry, right? You cannot just say, this is not good, okay? Because even in a dying industry, there can be an opportunity, right? If you have cash cow in that industry, it's good. All right, that's good. All right. All right. Good job, team one. Team one, good job. Okay. Any question about team one? So can we move to team 4, the second team? So team 4. All right, Erika, you will be a presenter. So, okay. Now, Erika, you are the presenter for team 4. Team 1, good job. All right, I can see it. American Express. Ooh, cash cows. I love it.
So we're doing American Express. We decided to do a company that actually succeeded and evolved
Right,
in what they were doing. So American Express has been around for a very long time, since the 50s.
This is a team 4.
Yes.
This is team 4.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
Please go ahead, team 4.
So, like I was saying, American Express. They've been around for a really long time. They introduced the traveler's check. So basically, you could pay for something, like you go to the store, you could put something on like credit in a way. They didn't have credit cards back then. And then you could pay for it later. And then they did the plastic credit card, which was called the charge card back then. They expanded globally, and they have an incredible membership rewards program, which is the largest in the world, which gives people that have the card all sorts of rewards. People that pay each year, each month to have the credit card, they have rewards and bonuses and abilities to go to different places to shop or get exclusive places to go to the hotel or anything like that. And then they also have a credit card app which notifies you if you've got purchases or anything like that, or where your rewards are.
Okay. All right.
So, who is American Express today? They were founded in 1815 by Henry Wells, William Fargo, and John Butterfield. American Express is ranked #1 in credit card issuer customer satisfaction, and they have a progressive culture that embraces diversity and value customer relationships.
All right.
Okay, so, hang on. Sorry. So what is American Express? Basically, like Erica was kind of talking about initially, they started out working for freight transportation companies in the 1850s. They were known as American Transport then. So basically, they slowly built this strong reputation for having good customer security and loyalty. So they had a really strong following. And then they really turned into, they turned towards their banking operations and kind of started expanding more in the early 1900s. And then to aid in their presence, that they started expanding really globally, they introduced the charge card in 1958. And then in 1966, they launched their corporate card program, which allowed them to meet 3 needs simultaneously. So they had consumers, local businesses, and then kind of larger commercialized needs. So they were really able to capitalize on all that.
Okay. Very interesting.
So why it was successful, they pioneered the money order, so it showed how much somebody could pay for a good. So companies still use this. For instance, like Barry, if people were to buy stuff at Staples, they just put it on like Barry's account, and then Barry would pay it at the end of the month. They have a prestigious brand identity, which evokes a status symbol. So they have the Black Card, which people like Oprah and Kim Kardashian have, which has a very high fee. I believe it's like $7,000 a year to have it, but you get incredible rewards and benefits with it. The high fees also invoke a luxurious brand. So many people don't pay yearly to have their credit card. They just have a free credit card. So it makes it more of a status symbol that they have that. And then credit card companies are able to be successful because people don't always pay off their credit card bill in full. So then you have high APR rates, which is like, it could be 20% or something like that. So if you don't pay your credit card in full, then they will charge you interest on that amount, which is how credit card companies make money.
Okay. Interesting.
So how they evolved. Back in 1991, American Express created the membership miles, which is basically just a rewards club that, as was said earlier, provides various benefits and opportunities for its customers, which has a high brand loyalty cause. And by 2001, it was the largest card-based rewards program, and it still is today. They've also done a lot for their small businesses, such as starting in 1987, they had a small business partnership, which worked with owners and provided tools for day-to-day tasks and future growth. And they also have implemented Small Business Saturday in 2010, which encourages people who hold the card to shop at small businesses, which has also helped their brand image. They also come out with an app with digital tools on it. They have integrated these tools onto their social platforms and their social media pages. So you can apply your membership points to the purchases through the Pay with Points program. And it is constantly innovating the app to stay ahead of the curve of other companies. And I also said earlier, there is a Centurion card, which is also known as the Black Card, which to qualify for it, you must spend $250,000. And even then, you have to receive an invite to be a part of this club. And it gives you benefits like the ones listed below. And it also helps you find high dollar products that you couldn't be able to find in your own country.
Okay.
So how we felt that this was related to the class was that their business strategy was mainly focused on their brand identity. And a lot like how Eric and Folsom were touching on about, how the privileges of this, the card, and then, like what was just said about how the Black Card is, special in its own ways because of the privileges that come with it, is that's really something that they've tried to promote themselves as being one of like the elite. And if you have the card, it's more of like a status symbol, and how that has really promoted them to, obtain higher class customers. And that's been kind of their main focus, their main strategy for the business, their brand identity.
Okay. Is that it?
Yeah.
All right, great. Very interesting case. Okay. American Express card. Okay. So it started with the money order company, actually, the transportation company. Then it grew up. The one of the major players in the credit card industry. Okay. So their strategy was focused on their reputations, build up the reputations, brand identity. And I love this. American Express is a status symbol. So if in the US, if I have an American Express card, I have very stable, okay, economically and socially, okay, stable status. Okay, so it's good. Actually, this is the opposite case. This is the opposite case. What I talk about dye industry. All right, dye industry. So think about that. 1800s. Murray, can you mute? Your microphone is holding. Okay, good. So in 1800s, actually, money order. Think about that. In that the time. Okay? So money order was very good. Okay? The tools to transfer, deliver the money. All right. But these days, money order is not, okay? Because a lot of online transfer systems. Okay, so not many people use money orders. Okay? Even in 1950s, 60s, okay, there are some people use, many people use actually money orders, but not these days. Okay, but even these days, there are small number of companies that operate money orders. Okay, because there are still some customers. Okay? So one of the companies I am consulting with is actually money order issuing company. Right? Actually, this company has a very small number of competitors in the market. That market still exists. Okay? For people who do not have good tools to transfer money, right? For example, like the South America immigrants or people, okay? Right? For the first time, actually, they don't have bank accounts, okay? They don't have any, stable and settle down with some tools, okay, to transfer their money for their family. Okay? Who are staying in the original country. So actually, they use some money orders. Okay. Also, they use money orders to pay some apartment rent or some other utility or something like that. Okay. So there are still in the market. There are still markets for money order. So think about that. American Express actually had a turnaround strategy because the market is changing. Okay, so they focus on a new product like a credit card. Okay, from the transportation company, right? But some companies still in that market, right? So American Express enjoys the benefit from the emerging market, which is good, right? And also the remaining companies in the market, also if you stay still in that market, okay, you have a chance to enjoy some monopoly effects in this market too, right? So somebody says dying market is not good. I don't agree with that, right? It depends. It depends on your strategy, right? So it's good. It's very nice case to see how actually the old existing companies respond to the change of the market. All right, it's good. All right, it's a good case. All right, I enjoyed. All right, any question, comment about American Express? Team forward. All right, then we're gonna move to team 5. All right, team 5. Okay, team 5, are you ready? So team 5, who will be a presenter? Team 5.
Me, Madison. Have you given the permissions yet?
Not yet. All right, Maddie. Okay, you are the presenter right now.
Okay. Okay.
All right, I see your screen.
Give me one. Hang on just a second. I'm having issues.
Yeah, just try to figure out. You can take time.
Okay, can you see it?
Yes, I can see it.
Okay.
All right, great.
All right. So we chose
Team
to
5, right? Team 5.
Yeah.
Everyone, this is team 5. Okay, please go ahead.
So we decided to do our business model on Tesla. Let's see. So I'm just going to start with a quick overview. In our book, we haven't gotten there yet, but chapter 13 talks about the 5 dilemmas that the company must wrestle with when pursuing innovation. In short, companies must find what ideas they like best, who is best fit to lead the innovation projects, make decisions about staffing and collaboration, and finally, the decision between an incremental launch and a preemptive launch must be made. An example of this is the Cybertruck. This was not intended to be a moneymaker for Tesla. Launches like this one in particular use the preemptive approach to grab your attention and to grab the attention of stakeholders. Tesla wants you to know that they are one of the world's most innovative companies and they want your support. Tesla's business strategy consists of 4 different elements: creating new hardware and software, controlling bottlenecks, which are components that limit the performance of systems, and resolving limitations, and the reliance on their innovative capital. Tesla uses the support that they earn from their stakeholders to fuel more innovative ideas. And this is what you would call their innovative capital. And this is a very big part of their business model. When you conduct a VRI analysis of Tesla Motors, you will find that they capitalize in all four of these areas. This means that they are a very successful company because they have achieved a competitive advantage.
All right, good. So resource-based view perspective, rare, imperfectly imitatable, non-substitutable variable. Okay, great. Let's get applications. All right, Betty. Next slide, please.
Is it not showing? It's on my next slide.
It shows overview in my screen.
Okay, see, I don't know what's doing that. Okay, now it's not letting me click anything.
Okay.
Okay, I don't even have like control of my mouse.
You don't have control of your mouse.
No, I don't. I don't know where it went.
What happened?
Okay, I think I'm gonna have to turn my computer off.
Why don't you just take it off and then re-unroll the PowerPoint slides.
Okay. Okay, there it goes.
Don't break it.
Okay, give me just a second. What the heck?
Take your time, Eddie. Don't worry.
Is it working now?
It shows still overview.
Okay, I don't know how to make it on my desktop without it making a.
Okay, anyone in Team 5 can be a presenter. Yeah. So Tanner, I'm gonna make Tanner will be a presenter. So Tanner, you're the presenter right now. Yeah, it is working. I can see it. Okay. Yes, I can see it. I can see it.
Okay, are we ready to continue from here?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
One reason for Tesla's competitive advantage was their creation of the Gigafactory. In 2015, when Tesla announced that they were going to build a factory to supply their own batteries. One benefit of this is the stability of an in-house supplier. There's no longer competition between other buyers. With the factory, the cost of producing the batteries has decreased through economies of scale, innovation manufacturing, reduction of waste, and location optimization. The reduction in battery costs, Tesla products are able to become more and more available. This helps transition the world to a sustainable energy source, leaving the other companies in the dust. Specifically, with Tesla's next plan of building a new factory in Berlin, they hope to halve the battery prices and create Teslas for as low as $25,000. This will be very hard for other companies to copy or substitute at the same price level.
Interesting. Okay, I cannot hear anything. Is anyone talking with muting the microphone? Please check up your microphone, Tanner. Is it unmuted?
Hello? Okay. Hey, this is Tanner. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, sorry, I'm on Spence's computer. So like I was saying, Tesla does not actually have car dealerships, and this is the case because you need a certain franchising license. So you may have noticed that like at a Honda or like a Toyota dealership, they would have like a name before the actual car company. And the reason that Tesla has done this is they're looking to take a different approach. You order the specific car you want, and then it is delivered to you, kind of like buying something off of Amazon. And this helps the business because it helps like with the outbound logistics that we have talked about. So there's no overhead for running a dealership. So there's not, hundreds of cars sitting on a lot just waiting to be sold. And so they only have to produce cars at the certain time when they receive an order. And like I said, this helps with overhead and costs for running a dealership that they don't have. You just go into like a showroom and you can drive the car and then make the purchase online once you decide what specific car that you want.
So Tesla has actually designed like a product variation, and this allows them to kind of keep their hand in more than one cookie jar. Like we said before, Tesla is producing their own batteries, and this allows them to kind of further their research and development in their own products, more than just Tesla being a vehicle. So Tesla produces cars, powertrain components for electric vehicles, battery and energy storage, and solar panels. And so this allows them to like obviously produce their own vehicle, and with the batteries and electric powertrain components, they can actually produce those for other car companies that are getting into the market. So like that picture there's actually a powertrain component for Land Rover. And so this allows them to have other sources of revenue, not just for their own vehicle, and them having their own battery plants and solar panel manufacturers. They're able to produce more revenue than just their vehicle line.
All right. Okay. All right. So I'll give you perspective. Okay. So any question about the Tesla? All right, this was a team five presentation. Good job. Okay. So we actually do not have enough time to talk about this. So I'm gonna make some comments on this case for the next time on Wednesday. Okay. So team 145 we done. Okay, team 145 we done. You did a great job. And on Wednesday I will continue these presentations. Team 2 and team 3. Okay. So, all right. Good job, everyone. All right. Then, any question or comments before we going? No. Yes. Yes. Please submit. Or for the next time you can submit it. Okay. I'm not sure it is safe your evaluations or not, but as long as it's safe, you can anytime you can submit. Okay. All right. Any question? Okay. Then I will see you on Wednesday. Then we are continue these presentations. Team 2 and 3. Good job.